going on here then?
Enjoying the first bit of sun we've had in probably about 7 to 10 days.
You're in such a weird position, Ricky.
We've got no chairs, so I'm just utilising the ladder.
Anyway, enough of that. Chip, on with the roofing.
Excuse me, I was waiting for you lazy Laura.
Ricky, that's not true. Don't make stuff up for the film.
So last week we were working through gale force gusts and rainy showers to try and get the building insulated. We managed to get the front vapour barriered, insulated. We've got the breathable membrane on, well, most of that. Before we can get the front part of that done, I need to trim off the rafter overhangs.
Hot stuff.
So hot. Should have done this job much sooner. Should have done this as soon as the OSB decking went on. However, we're trying to think about so many bigger picture things here, all simultaneously, that sometimes you just miss the little small jobs that need doing. So having to do it with the handsaw awkwardly, but we'll get there. Yeah, me man, me strong.
It looks really good, Ricky. You've done a really good job. Very neat for a hand job.
For a hand job?
Yeah. Get your mind out the gutter. Come on.
Yeah, one thing, now that those rafters are off, you can truly see how much height we have to build up between where the existing stonework is and where the new tiles are going to go. It's a lot. Yeah, as much as I love that the ring beam and doing the warm roof has given us some extra height, definitely feeling, what's the word? Is regret the right word? I don't know, but not looking forward to how much we have to rebuild that back up. It's a lot of work.
Yeah, I mean, it is a lot, but once it's done, and I think you're going to be very grateful that you don't have to clamber around on all fours on the mezzanine.
Ted's got his, see ya.
Bye. He's got his undercoat shedding and it is just coming out like balls of cotton wool, but he has the softest fur in the world.
Yeah, at this time of year, and also then going into kind of spring, summer, we become those people that you see out that are just covered in dog hair from head to toe. We have to travel everywhere with a lint roller in the car just to keep us looking, what's the word?
Borderline presentable.
Yeah, borderline presentable. Okay, so breathable membrane is on, just as it's starting to rain. With the brightest sunshine, there'll be a rainbow somewhere. Anyway, now that that is on, the next step is to fit the counter battens. So I'm back with my little Blue Peter style model roof. And so far we're up to here with the breathable membrane being on. So this is going to be our counter batten. This counter batten needs to run the same line as the roof rafter. As you can see, this is quite narrow, yet we need to have a screw go all the way down. It's going to go about 60 mil into this rafter, and that's going to mechanically fix and hold down insulation and everything else that's there. That's going to be what's going to hold the tile battens across it, which is taking the load of the tile. So this is really important that we get this right. And because the rafter is so narrow and the screw is so long, you could very easily go off at a bit of an angle and blow out the side of the rafter, or completely miss the rafter and just come out somewhere on the OSB decking. So I've devised a little jig. So here we go. My little jig, very simple device. So rafter, counter batten, this can slot over the top. I've got this metal tube that is basically dead straight to go down through the center of the counter batten. So now all I have to do is have a big long drill bit that fits perfectly in that hole with no wiggle room. That's then gonna get a nice pre-drilled long hole all the way down into the rafter. I can then screw our big screw in and I can be confident that it is gonna go all the way down and penetrate the rafter. This should make life much easier getting these counter battens on. So the jig.
Time to get jiggy.
Jiggy. Drill.
Say what you see.
Bosh.
How's it going? Can't hear much work going on.
That's because the drill just died.
Oh no, what?
And that is a freshly charged battery. But yeah, it's dead as a dodo, which is not great. The other battery to this died a while ago. We couldn't revive that. Can't get a spare one anywhere. To be fair, it's had a good innings, hasn't it? We've had this drill for what? I don't know, 6 years, 7 years thinking about it.
Easily.
So, yeah. Good job, soldier. It's really annoying because we're just making progress and we need to make progress today. But without the drill, can't make pilot holes, can't get the screws in. I've got no choice but to stop. I actually need to run to the city tonight anyway to get some more insulation for the back because we're a bit short. So I guess new drill is going on the shopping list as well.
Hey ho. What can you do?
New drill, baby. Take two. Let's give it another go. Whoa.
No. First impressions of your new toy?
Yeah, considering it's a cheapo, working a treat. Seems like drill technology has come on a long way since the last one we bought about 7 or 8 years ago. Okay, so just to show you, this is the reason why we're doing this roof in a bit of a funny way in terms of doing all the front and then the back. So, where can you see? So here, because we left this exposed, we can see where the rafter is. And then with that, I can then put this counter batten on this side, knowing this is perfectly lined up with that rafter. Then once we've done all this side, can put up the other side, match up that counter batten to this one, and then everything should perfectly fit to the rafter. That little jig is proving to be one useful little tool, I'll tell you that much, because we've just done, how many? 30 screws in there. We've done basically one along the top, one along the bottom. Not a single one has blown out or missed, and it feels super strong. But I've got a lot more of them to put in. This is one thing when you're doing renovations. I mean, we certainly didn't think about it, and I'm sure most people don't. The volume of like fixings and things like that you need. For example, these screws that have gone in, we needed almost 400 of them, and they are big, chunky screws. So now that the tricky part is done and the counter battens are fixed top and bottom perfectly in line with the rafters, I need to whiz around and screw in about, how many would it be? About another 150 between the top and the bottom one. So this roof is gonna be strong. It's a wet and foggy one this morning. It's just stopped raining. There is a lot more of it forecast for the rest of the day, so roofing is a no-go. But we've got about an hour, possibly 2 if we're lucky, where it's not going to rain, so we want to try and do something productive. Now, at the end of last week, we had the roof tiles for the tiny house delivered, but unfortunately the truck that came was just too big to get down to the tiny house and drop them off there. So we had to have them delivered on the roadside, and then we ferried them from the roadside down to the main house here. So Victoria and I are now going to attempt to shuffle all 600 tiles down to the other end of the property.
We're going to use the van to move them, but because the track is so bumpy and off-road, we don't want to risk breaking all the tiles as we're going down there, so we can't really overfill it.
Sorry, buddy. We have to remove your doggy cabin to make room for the tiles.
Between the humans and the dogs, it's definitely the dogs who have the better riding options available in the van. They have a nice memory foam mattress, a nice storage compartment here for treats, water bowls, towels, leads. What else, buddy? What are the features? Nice view through to the front. It's really got it going on, and there's plenty of room for two, even though Ted was a little bit sceptical when Poppy first arrived.
It's quite funny. We have this little net that's designed to divide between the front and the back to make sure they can't come through, but Poppy loves to smush her face through it. And we still have room in the back to take stuff with us. Quite a lot of space, to be honest, if you stack it up floor to ceiling. I have to say, it's lasted very well, this cabin. It was built pretty much 3 years ago, a little over 3 years ago now, in the week before we left the UK to come to Portugal. It was a real rush job, but it's actually turned out pretty well. The whole reason we did it was so that when we travelled from the UK to Portugal, we had so many belongings that we brought with us. It meant that Ted could be separate and we could literally stack everything into every little available millimetre of space that we had in the back of the van. You feeling strong?
Ask me in 5 loads.
Yeah.
There's a lot of terracotta.
Very true. Any breakages, Mum?
Don't think so. I think we might have got away with the first load.
Yeah, boy.
6 more to go.
Two more trips. 2 more trips. Oh, that was rubbish.
That was more than I thought I had in me.
600 tiles. Job done.
It's been a minute since we've seen the backside of the building without the tarp on. Everything looking all right?
Wet, but all right.
Good. Some moisture's definitely got trapped underneath that tarp, but it's such a nice day today. Hopefully that sun's going to dry it out in no time.
What's up, fair chef?
Well, I've got a new blade, or blades, for the reciprocating saw, so I'm gonna get them in. Hopefully there'll be enough room for me to take the raft overhangs off on the back, and I won't have to use the handsaw this time. Save my guns for another day.
That was so much quicker than last time.
So much easier as well. Hello. Yeah, it does feel a bit like we're back at the start, doesn't it? After having got the front ready to basically be tiled, the front's ready to be tiled, and then now we're back here staring at the OSB decking. We've still got to finish that off because we left a little bit open so we could see the rafters to line up the counter battens. But although it does feel like we're starting over again a bit, hopefully this will be a new and improved version and we can take everything we've learnt from the front, apply that here and whiz through it much quicker.
Hopefully no gales either. While Ricky's pressing on and getting that OSB fastened down, I wanted to take a second to actually address a question that keeps cropping up in the comments lately. I know we've got lots of new followers, so maybe you've actually missed what our intention is with this building, but a lot of people are wondering, like, what are your plans for the tiny house once it's finally done? And in short, we're going to live in it. Currently, we live in the bigger stone building on the property. Once the little house renovation is complete, we'll all move down here, dogs included, and then that'll allow us to actually continue the progress and renovate the big house.
You run out of screws yet?
Oh, pretty low actually. Should you grab me some more?
I'll oblige on this occasion.
Thank you. Thank you. So,
We have also had a few people wondering if we're going to turn it into an Airbnb in the future, and the short answer is no, we're not. We are going to keep it mostly for friends and family. Hopefully there'll be lots of friends and family who want to come and visit us, and then the rest of the time it's going to be a multifunctional space for music, arts and crafts, cinema. I don't know what it's going to be, but no Airbnb for us.
okay, decking complete. We're going to push on because things are going well, and now we're going to get the vapour barrier down. So much extra.
Better too much than too little.
That's what she said.
Hey you, caught in the act, lying down on the job, again.
Again, cheeky. It's the only way that I can get to this because I can't get the ladder any other side without it being in the way, so that's that. But this is the last little bit of tape to seal up the vapour barrier. That's done. And then first thing in the morning, isolamento, or in English, insulation.
Good morning. Time to get this house fully insulated. So the insulation on the back is almost complete. It's very satisfying when things like that can just come together so quickly. Ricky's just finishing off the tiny little slither. We need to cut some pieces down for that. Everything went smoothly, aside from the slight hiccup where I fell backwards off the scaffold. I was only about less than a metre off the ground, thankfully, so no harm done.
Right, insulation done. Just been running round like a headless chicken, taping it all because the weather has changed, which is pretty typical for this time of year. We've gone from a super hot sunny morning to now it's been drizzling and raining on and off. I need to run along the ridge and I'm going to fill it with expanding foam because where the two pieces of insulation meet on the front and the back side of the building probably needed to be mitre cut or something like that to get them pressed snugly together, but didn't have the brain power, what's the word?
Brain capacity.
Brain capacity to try and figure out how to do that accurately. So we cut ours straight, it's gone in, but if you can imagine now on the flip side of that, we have a void in the shape of a V. So going to fill it with this, which is apparently good for temperature control, good for noise control, acoustic control. So we'll get this in, hopefully doesn't expand too much and we can quickly get on with the membrane after that because I can feel rain in the air.
This sky is not looking great.
Okay, membrane down, so that's a real result. We didn't get all the counter battens down. We've got 3 down, which is going to be enough to hold it in place. We'll have to come out a couple of days' time, get the rest of the counter battens down, but yeah, pretty happy with that progress considering.
The backside has gone so much quicker and we've definitely managed to put into practice what we learned when we were doing the front side, so yeah, good result.
And the best thing about getting the waterproof membrane on is, what is it, Victoria?
We don't have to put the tarp back on again tonight.
Oh, hallelujah. Tommy the tarp is out of a job.